Co and I got married in Costa Rica last summer, and after our friends and family had left, we went on an adventure honeymoon. An incredible 2 weeks of outdoor activities, wild views, and wilder wildlife.
It's like the size of my hand. What in the world? Costa Rica.
Hey everyone, we're back.
We're back.
Oh no.
Oh no, what happened?
Here, do that again. We're back.
We're back. Married. And we're married. Husband
Really
and
put
wife.
a ring on it. Anyways, we just left a week long at Dreams Las Marias in Costa Rica, where we had our wedding with 44 of our closest friends and family. It was the best week ever and the best day ever, and now we are on our honeymoon in Costa Rica. And we're driving around for the first time in search of a volcano.
Our adventure began when we picked up our rental car in Liberia and headed to our first stop, Rincon de la Vieja. We decided to rent a 4x4 with a rooftop tent so we can both camp and stay in accommodations along the way.
We're off to a fabulous start. We got to our campsite and it's closed.
Yeah, the resort is no longer open.
The resort is me being generous.
Yeah.
It's just a restaurant basically where they let people park. But we can't stay here anymore, so. And we didn't buy food, so we can't camp on the side of the road either.
Luckily for us, we managed to find a small family-owned restaurant called a Soda on our way to our next camping attempt.
We just got out and we're absolutely swarmed by bugs. So Erik, who's now my husband, is taking over setting up the rooftop tent. And I'm being a brat and hiding in the car. It's 35 degrees outside and I'm in a sweatsuit because there's mosquitoes like I've never seen before. And I'm regretting agreeing to camping in Costa Rica.
On our first full day of honeymooning, we had a pretty packed day. We did a whitewater rafting tour and visited the area's volcano-fed hot springs.
Babe, I can take it.
It's called husband
Update on the camping situation. Once again, trying really hard to be a camping girly. It's in my heart, I just don't know if it's in my body, you know? Oh. Well?
Oh no, there's a guy.
Oh, there's a man. Anyways, we did get eaten alive, but we had a really cute night until we tried to sleep. I don't know if you can call what they gave us a pillow. I would call it a powder puff maybe. And my camping mattress, like my blow up one, is better than the one they have us sleeping on, I would say. So,
Yeah.
as a prone to neck injury, post-injury girly, we're struggling a little bit, but we're gonna sort things out. It's gonna be great. Wow.
Goodness.
After our day of activities, we headed to the more inland and mountainous town of Monteverde. We had pre-booked a rental house in Monteverde, so we were pretty excited to be sleeping on a comfier mattress and escape the heat.
Whoa.
No thanks, no thanks, no thanks.
Lena, why are we on the side of the road making PB&Js? No, you're okay. It's nothing. It's just a beetle. It's just a beetle.
It's not. It's a wasp.
It's not.
It's a wasp, Erik. Not in my face.
Okay, why are we on the side of the road making PB&Js?
The hanger was coming.
The hangar. There was a lot of windy roads.
I get car sick if I'm hungry.
Okay, the views in Monteverde have not disappointed. This morning, there was just parrots flying everywhere. It has been so cool. Take a look at this view.
One of the main reasons we chose to visit Monteverde was to see the area's famous cloud forests. We decided to do an unguided hike in the Santa Elena Reserve.
I'm trying so desperately right now to see any wildlife or a sloth, like sloth most of all, but it is so dense in here. Like, I feel like I would have to walk one step at a time, look all around me for like 10 minutes if I actually wanted to see something. We would never get through this hike. Like, there's so many places for them to hide. I understand why they haven't gone extinct now.
The 4-kilometer hike was incredible and well worth getting drenched.
Okay, so I do this thing every time I go on vacation where I judge the entire experience based off of 24 hours and then 48 hours. So then I've decided whether I'm enjoying myself or not based on like the first 12 hours, which is so unrealistic in most cases because one, you've just finished like a 36-hour travel day, or in our case, we just came off of like a 7-day high of being at this like dreamy all-inclusive with all of our friends. And so I've just been so antsy all day, like every time, like literally, I didn't even tell you this, while we were in the rainforest, I was planning our next vacation.
Oh my God, Kalina.
Anyways, so we made the decision to just come back to our like dreamy Airbnb and just have a chill day. We're gonna play some cards, we're gonna journal, and I already feel like I like Costa Rica more than I did this morning because we're just enjoying. I have not been able to be present all day. Then I got in my head about our honeymoon because we talked about going bougie and we decided against it, kind of. And not that this isn't bougie, I just mean like we decided to get a camper van and spending like a lot of money on like honeymoon style accommodation, and then I started to get into my head that that wasn't a good idea.
So now we're just gonna enjoy ourselves in this beautiful view.
Drinking the best coffee
Drinking
I've ever had in my life.
Absolutely incredible coffee from the people who live here. And there's just like parrots flying by every now and then. It's crazy. And there's a lot of them. Like, there'll be like a gaggle of like 70 parrots.
Is that how you say it? Is that what it's called?
I think that's what it's called. Gaggle of parrots.
I'm gonna leave my wedding bouquet here.
This moldy thing?
I have attachment issues to objects. So this was, Erik sent me this on our wedding day as a surprise, and then I had an actual bouquet that I'm holding in all of our pictures, and I gave that away because it was truly just falling apart. I gave it to the woman who we stayed with the first night, and then I almost cried.
And just to be clear, the woman was so ecstatic. She was
ecstatic.
So happy to be getting these wedding flowers.
So yeah, I'm gonna leave these behind, and I'm sad about it. But now we're going back to the coast after 2 days in the jungle, and I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I love the ocean. Yeah.
The next stop on our adventure honeymoon was Drake Bay. We planned on taking 2 days to do the 400-kilometer drive with a stop somewhere along the central coast. We made a stop near Jacko to see the infamous Crocodile Bridge. It was packed with tourists and the road was extremely busy. We wouldn't recommend it. Eventually, we decided to stop in Playa Dominical. We ditched camping in the tent after some locals told us about a recent robbery, and the fact that there was no one else camping didn't give us confidence in the situation. So we found a little hotel instead.
So we just woke up in Dominical and are headed to our next destination, which is Drake Bay, or I think it's Drake.
Oh.
Anyways, so we put it in Google Maps and the road is closed, which basically ups the amount of time that it would take to get there by like 5 hours.
It doubles it.
Yeah, it was a 2.5-hour drive, And then it was a 5-hour drive when we put it in Google Maps, because it's basically taking us up and over, which when we talked to the person at the front desk, she agreed would probably take us more like 7.5 hours. So anywho, we talked to her, and then she called a friend, and he has promised us that we can cross the river and just go around the roadblock. And Erik is like a kid on Christmas morning. He's like, yay, I get to put this 4x4 to work. So we'll find out in a half an hour if we get through the river. Well, we got to the bridge and it's open. Erik is so sad that we don't have to cross the river, and I'm so pleased because that's the hill we would have had to go down, I think, into the river, which actually looks pretty low. But I'm happy to be crossing this river.
Via a bridge.
Via bridge.
Not crossing it au naturel.
Au naturel.
The drive to Drake Bay after you leave Route 245 is rough. It is potholy, steep, and we surprisingly managed to take a wrong turn. Don't fully trust Google Maps here. In Drake Bay, we decided to pamper ourselves with a boutique hotel. It is our honeymoon after all.
So we watched the most amazing lightning storm go by just now, but now our power is out, and the manager of this place says he doesn't know when it'll be back on. A tree probably fell. It happened right when I was cooking my instant noodles, which are lukewarm at best. We're in the jungle, baby.
The entire town is out of power.
Oh, the entire town is out of power. It's not just us, it's everyone. So
He said that if it doesn't come back on, we'll probably lose cell signal.
yeah, so if it doesn't come back on and you don't hear from us, it's just the power.
The reason we made the journey to Drake Bay outside of the adventure of it was for 2 activities. The first of which was scuba diving at Kano Island. We didn't have the best clarity over our 2 days of diving, but we saw a lot of marine life. Kano Island is a biological reserve, and you have to pay a park fee to snorkel or scuba dive there. Between each day's dive, we stopped on Kano Island for a little rest, snack, and bathroom break.
Oh, 3. Yes. Oh, almost.
We're off to dinner after a day of scuba diving.
And me getting so burnt.
Look at the lines. Oh boy. I'm also a little toasty.
Look at this absolute smoke show. Look at this outfit. God damn.
But don't forget the Crocs.
Oh yeah, gotta get the Crocs in there. My goodness, especially with the forest background. My goodness.
Anyway, I've learned I can't go anywhere without this here. I think I've gotten as eaten alive as we were in Alaska and the Yukon. But anywho, we saw sharks today, And so many turtles.
Too many turtles.
A
It was
turtle's
honestly-
the size of dinosaurs, actually.
This is the
ancient beings.
This is the sign for turtle, and like the guy was just like constantly doing this, and it was like
The guy.
you know, it's like I've seen a turtle. My goodness.
But we also saw so many sharks,
Yeah,
like
a lot of
white-tipped reef sharks.
white-tipped reef sharks.
Oh, I should show the view. Hang on. This whole property is just a jungle ocean. In fact, you do have to go up about 17,000 flights of stairs. There was a super salty review about this place, about having to go up 34 flights of stairs. And it turns out they were actually serious. Damn.
The second reason we traveled to Drake Bay was to visit Corcovado National Park, which is only accessible via an hour-long boat ride down the coast. You can only enter the park if you take a guided tour, and after our experience in Santa Elena, we were glad to have someone with us who knew the area. One bizarre thing about this day trip though was the lunch situation. Everyone on a guided tour got herded into this ranger station where we had to take off our shoes to enter and eat, which was a bit of an issue since we had just hiked for 4 hours through the wet jungle. Stinkiest lunch I have ever experienced. After our day trip to Corcovado Park, it was time to make the long drive back to the Central Pacific coast.
Towards the worst road. Erik deems this road worse than the Dempster.
It definitely is. It's like way, way more potholey, and also just like very like there's very steep and very yeah, there's very steep sections. Like the grade is really intense, and like there's parts that are just like very washed out. There are no river crossings, which is good. But yeah, we basically like got body slammed for 2 hours in the boat, and now we're gonna get body slammed for like an hour going down the road.
I also just want to take this moment to pause and thank today's sponsor, which is Danzatron. I'd like to thank the stars, the sun, and the moon, and everything that shines below them that drug exists, because I just actually don't think I would have made it today without it. Yeah, Erik's fucking hanging his head out the side of the freaking boat. He's gonna get tossed out. He's asleep, and I'm clinging for my dear life. I don't know. Oh, that was and he had our waiter from last night on the back.
Our scuba instructor and our waiter were hanging out apparently without us.
Oh my god.
They didn't invite us.
Small town. Okay, bye.
Along the highway from Drake Bay to sort of like the main highway, there's just it's this long dirt road. There are the most incredible trees. There are like these cow pastures all around, so there's nothing around them except for these giant trees that put, you know, Canadian old growth trees to test, and they're so magnificent. They just have this tiny little canopy at the top and these vines coming down, and it's so cool. Here, I'm gonna give you a better view here. Look at that.
We spent our last few days between Playa Dominical and Elita. We just wanted to relax by the ocean, bask in newlywed bliss, and work on our surfing skills.
That's puny Erik out there doing some surfing. I was just out there with him. I feel a little like I just got tossed around in a blender and drank more salt water than I ever should have. But there he is. I'm gonna do a shitty boomer zoom. Sorry, boomer. Right there. There he is. Erik! This is the best beach I've ever. Oh, I'm getting eaten.
On our last full day, we had no choice but to make the journey back to San Jose for our flight home.
We just said bye to the ocean.
Au revoir, ocean. Hasta la fuego. Very sad.
I'm not ready to go home. I feel weirdly in limbo. I feel like I'm not upset.
Yeah.
Like I'm sad, but I'm not like fighting with all the cells in my body not to leave,
Yeah.
which is usual for me. Just a little bit of rain. We just got back from our last night dinner.
We had, I had a mango, a passion fruit daiquiri.
Not mango.
Not mango. And Kalina had a green
A
monster,
green
and they
Monster.
might have been the strongest drinks I've ever had in my
Obliterated in a
They were
single
huge.
drink.
And we're both drunk now off this single drink.
And just like such a heavy meal, and we walked up such a big hill to get back.
Yeah. It was phenomenal though. Like we had this beautiful view of San Jose, had delicious dinners, you know.
Dinners.
Well, you had a dinner and I had a dinner.
I think the funniest part about the whole day is that it's Mother's Day in Costa Rica, and it says Mother's Day / like international holiday. Like it's a big deal
Yeah.
here.
Everyone's partying right now.
Oh my god, everyone's still up. It's like 10 p.m. on a weeknight, and we're walking through town, and you can just hear everyone partying. People were literally coming in to sit down as we were leaving at 9:30 with their kids.
Yeah, the first time we have ever tried to like go to a restaurant and not immediately being sat down because it's low season,
Yeah.
so it's usually pretty.
Anyways,
chill.
we showed up like Erik's in activewear, I'm in a romper and Crocs, and everyone's like super dressed up for Mother's
Dolled up
Day,
to the nines.
and we're just seated amongst. Like I felt like we were crashing a party a little bit,
Yeah.
but I loved every second of it. I was just watching
really
everyone.
great.
It was really cute.
Anyway, happy Mother's Day, Heidi
Happy Mother's
and Carol.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Our 2-week honeymoon in Costa Rica flew by, but we had a great time road tripping around the country and felt like we did our honeymoon like we plan on doing life, adventurously.